Match is 10. But that's just new. New plus, so 13, I guess.
Righto. So 13 versus 320 in the same time span.
I have 320.
320.
Wow. Oh my god, 320. My head is going to get so big I'm not going to be able to get out of this apartment.
I think it's safe to say that as a relationship progresses, the power typically shifts towards the man. In the later stages of a relationship, when a woman gets pregnant and has children, then she's more dependent upon the man than ever because she wants him to stick around and be a father and provide for the family. Add on to that fact that as a woman ages, she loses the fertility cues that made her attractive to men. And so if the relationship was to end, she'd find that there were less options for her in the dating market. By contrast, a man's value in the dating market often increases as he gets older because he has more money, more status, more experience, more wisdom. However, while men typically have more power in the later stages of a relationship, early on, that is not the case. Women have the upper hand. She doesn't have children yet, she's still young and attractive, and so if this particular man doesn't measure up, it's no bother because there are thousands of men lining up to take his place. It's one of those bizarre, uncomfortable truths, but when you're in a relationship, you're going to try and make it work and you're going to try and make it a relationship of equals, but that's just not the reality. The man, at least in the early stages, is highly replaceable. That is a huge power differential, and I often wonder, how do couples deal with this inequality? How does a man cope with this knowledge that if they were to break up, his girlfriend would have another man in a minute if she wanted to? Are they actually aware of that, or do they block out that knowledge because it's just too confronting? Now, to test this out, I've set up a little social experiment with my friends Victoria Rose and Adam, who've been dating for a couple of years. I'm going to give them a call now. Hello.
Hey.
Hey Victoria Rose, how you doing?
Good, thanks.
I know that I've told you that I had this social experiment that I wanted you guys to try. What I'm going to get you to do, Victoria Rose, is to take pictures of Adam and create a profile for him. Adam, you'll do the same in reverse. You'll create a profile for Victoria Rose, and I want you to spend a week pretending to be the other person.
So when you say pretend to be him, is the aim to pick up?
Definitely. So you're both back on the dating market as each other, just seeing what kind of options are available for you.
When you say I gotta act like him, I gotta be like really bad one-liners.
I don't think I'm one-liners. You gotta act like me, not just a general guy. Act like me.
Oh my god, you're gonna be so emotional.
I'm gonna get so many more matches than you.
Your foreplay game is going way up.
So now that you've heard the experiment, what are your predictions? What do you think is going to happen?
Every match you get, I'll get 10. At a minimum. At a minimum.
Yeah, but will you be able to keep them pretending to be me?
So easy. It's so easy. It is a million times easier for a girl.
He might get more matches, but I hope that I get more, like, confirmed dates or connection or something. I'm still me and I've got that feminine outlook, and hopefully that will help.
Do you think that you're going to be good at being a man, Victoria Rose?
I don't think I'm going to be good at being a man, but hopefully I'm going to be good at picking up women as a man.
On the whole, you guys have just a normal relationship. There's no massive outliers. You guys have a relationship of equals.
Yep.
I'd say so.
Yeah, like, it's grotesquely perfect.
In a week's time, we'll call and we'll talk back like this and we'll go through it all together.
And we can discuss it with each other?
Yes, no, I want you to be discussing it as you go. So don't keep it a secret. I very much want you to keep informed. And then feel free to make changes based on those discussions. Just keep us, like, as part of your journey.
Yeah.
I like it.
I'm prettier than you.
It's fair.
I want to wish you the best of luck. I can't wait to see how it goes in a week. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you so much. Bye.
All right, bye. They took that really, really well. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I am absolutely fascinated to see what this is going to do to their relationship. Let's check back with them in a week.
This is really fun. I'll put up these photos.
Are you nervous? I'm kind of nervous. I get to deal with women. That'll be lovely. I am a man. Ugh. You're straight, right? Oh, what's demisexual?
I don't know. You can put introvert.
You're not an introvert.
I'm a little bit of an introvert.
You're not an introvert.
I'm so an introvert.
I'm not putting that down.
Where's blogger?
Oh, she's pretty. I mean, she's in a bikini and she's got a great body, but I'd swipe right for her.
I don't want to see. I don't want to see who's swiping. You've had 53 likes already.
Holy.
0. A big old 0 people have swiped.
How can I write this?
Living fast, eating ass.
Okay, so I got my first match and she's just said, so Adam, when is Disneyland?
I'm on 12 matches already.
Yeah, but I got a message.
So have I.
Wow. You're being way too much of a guy. Girls actually answer questions, not avoid
No, they
them.
don't.
Well, I do because I'm upfront, honest and blunt.
First little swiping session done. I ended up with 19 matches and Victoria Rose ended up with
3. But Casey is very interested.
So I spent about 15 minutes in total. Right now I'm on 69 matches and I seem to be matching with almost every second swipe. It's about 6 matches so far. Righto, so we're just solid swiping. It took 2 minutes and 4 seconds to get an extra 31 matches.
Holy cow.
Oh, sorry, there goes another one. This would never, ever, ever, ever happen as a guy. So update, how many matches now? How many you got?
3.
So who's winning right now? You've got 3. I've got 101.
My gorgeous photos are winning.
I think it shows that girls have it slightly easier. Use all my swipes and I've gone from 185 matches to 308.
I haven't even had my first cup of tea yet, but Adam's really upset that he's only got 3 matches. Also, to get the most popular, it's for 1 month, $14.99, and on Adam's, which is for a female account, it's $7.99. $7.99, so it's double the price being a guy. Not cool. No thanks. You suck. You're sexist.
I think it's because guys are more easily swayed to spending money because we're more pathetic.
Yeah, you guys need the girls more than the girls need the guys. Match is 10, but that's just new. New plus, so 13, I guess.
Righto. So 13 versus 320 in the same time span.
I have 320.
320.
Wow. Oh my god, 320. My head is going to get so big I'm not going to be able to get out of this apartment.
There's so many messages to reply to. I'm trying to reply to everyone, but it's hard.
And I wrote, what shoes do you like? Oh wow, that must have sounded really foot fetishy. That was actually a typo. I meant shows, and now she's laughing a lot. So I'm moving on to the let's go on a date phase. I also got a very charming proposition of face sitting.
There was the sitting on the face guy. I don't know if does that class as a date?
It is day 3 of the experiment. I have 16 matches so far, which is nowhere near the amount that Adam has for my profile. However, I have 7 confirmed dates. If I respond to them, I'm always getting a yes to go on a date with them. So yes, I've only got 7, but at the same time, I feel like my game is good.
So far, I've got 11 confirmed dates and 1 marriage proposal. Still got another 49 messages to go through. Trying to reply to everyone, but it's absurd. For every reply I send, I get another 4 messages, and it's hard to keep track of.
Time consuming too. I feel like I haven't seen you in 3 days. It's just like, I'm getting you boyfriends.
It's a horrible thing to say.
If I've counted correctly, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 dates that I have had a girl accept from me. 14 that I guess I'm waiting on, and hopefully some more matches will come through overnight, but overall it's kind of a bit dismal, and the girls are taking quite a long time to reply.
Match-wise, currently have 497. Super over it at this stage. I'm up to 23 confirmed dates. I kind of stopped swiping because it's a nightmare, to be honest.
It is Evening number 7. Over the course of this week, I have received 27 matches. Now, out of those 27, I have deleted one because she was infuriating. I have had 14 confirmed dates, which I'm pretty proud of. That's quite a good record. Everybody who I have spoken to seems quite interested. You know, they're being very flirty. They're obviously very interested, which is very good, and they're showing their initiative, which I appreciate. It's been nice that I've got so many yeses to the dates that I've proposed, but not so nice that it just takes so long to even find people that match with you.
Night 7. I matched with a guy that I went to high school with back in South Australia, which is weird. But he thinks my girlfriend's hot, so...
Aw! Oh, yeah, of course. Oh. There were so many levels of awe in that. How many dates have you had confirmed?
29 confirmed dates.
How did you guys go? How was the experiment for you?
It was horrifying. Guys suck. They're the worst. They don't know how to talk to people. They say gross things. They expect you to do stupid things.
Like go over to their house at 9 o'clock at night.
Girls can afford to be picky in a sense, because just the sheer weight of numbers of the matches and the people who are sending you messages.
So how many matches did you get? When we're talking numbers, what kind of results did you have?
Over 700.
Look at his face.
I mean, I know that women get matches, but that is such a stupidly high number. I didn't even know that your phone would have the capacity, the memory space to hold that many matches on the hard disk or whatever.
393 of them never messaged.
Only 10% actually led with a decent line.
Okay, so we're looking more at about 30 legitimate conversations that you're actually invested in somewhat. Even that, 30 guys in a week who are giving you legitimate reason to respond back to them is a crazy level of abundance.
It was a bit.
It was cool.
I started out with the premise of trying to respond to everyone, and it just doesn't work.
All right. That was very informative, very depressing. Let's move over to Victoria Rose. Tell me, what was your experience like pretending to be Adam on this dating app?
So I matched with about 30, about 30 people as well.
Bit of an ego kick, to the nuts. It wasn't.
I think 13 confirmed dates.
Congratulations. I was going to say, you're speaking with a certain amount of confidence and swagger here. I was curious to know if the results would back it up, because I know you've just got confidence, but no, legitimate, my respect. That's not an easy thing to do. A lot of guys would struggle to get those results. That would have required some game. Well done, Victoria Rose. Good job. Do you have records still, Victoria Rose, of those conversations, screenshots?
I do, yes.
I might make those available to the people on my Patreon page. For anybody interested in some good texting game, you obviously had some success, and so those might be good teaching aids. For anyone who does still want to use dating apps to meet somebody, they might go, this is what's working. I can see why they respond to that. I might even do some analysis.
It really didn't require much effort. Poor Adam was on his phone for hours and hours a day, and I was like, hey, want to go out? And they were like, yep. And I was like, cool.
So you mentioned that it was a bit of a kick in the nuts to see that you're only getting 3 matches or 4 matches when she was using your profile. Were you expecting to get more matches, Adam? Expecting for her to get more matches?
Expecting. It's been a while since I used those dating apps for my own purposes. I was more hoping to maybe get some more, everyone likes a bit of an ego boost occasionally. She gets 700, I get 30.
Let me ask you this hypothetical question then. Based on what you've just experienced, in the instance that you two, for some reason, God forbid, did break up tomorrow, who do you think would have an easier time getting a replacement partner? By a factor of 2, 3? How much easier? Can you talk about that?
By the factor of I wouldn't need to buy dinner again for a month.
Let me tell you now that we've been through this, what my hypothesis was and what we were actually kind of testing. So, from my understanding of relationships, the longer that the relationship goes on, the power dynamic shifts more and more towards the man because the woman gets older, she loses a lot of her youth, beauty, fertility, she becomes kind of dependent, often financially, on the man, she can get pregnant, she becomes a mother. So, in a lot of cases, she becomes more vulnerable as the relationship goes on, and it's kind of more and more in his terms, he has the power. However, that's moving from a place where at the relationship beginning, the woman has a lot more power because she's not invested. She doesn't have children. She is still young and beautiful. And that actually the man is the highly replaceable one. Like, obviously for him, he might have, been trying for 6 months or a year to find a girlfriend who suits his personality. Whereas for her, she's got all kinds of options. If she wants another boyfriend, she can find one tomorrow. And it's interesting to me that in the early parts of a relationship, how couples reconcile this power differential where one person, one gender is highly replaceable and the other gender is not really replaceable at all. And I theorize that couples kind of block out this knowledge because it's uncomfortable to think about what's going on outside of the confines of your dynamic. So within the partnership, you try and make things very fair, very equal, we're both equally valuable. That's the kind of power. But the moment that you expose your relationship to the market forces of the dating market outside of that two-person partnership, you become aware that the man, at least to begin with in the relationship, is highly replaceable, whereas the woman is not necessarily. A man's going to have a difficult time, replacing her. So what would you say based on what you've experienced? Would that confirm or reject my hypothesis?
I think that it confirms it. The only thing is that the quality of men who I may be able to go out on a date with aren't the level of quality that Adam is. I could go out for dinner every day of the month and still not find anybody that would be at his level of suitability. I would have more to choose from, but because of my standards and my personality, it wouldn't actually help that much.
It took me 3 years in Adelaide to meet someone that I could actually date. So
have
I'd be single for a long time, I reckon.
I love Victoria Rose's response there. Essentially, the quality of man that Adam is means that he's not replaceable because when you've got a 5-star restaurant, it doesn't matter how many McDonald's are opening on your block, they're not going to be tempting. It's easy, I suppose, from the female perspective because you're not the one who's necessarily vulnerable in that. I'd like to hear more from you, Adam, in this situation. Like you just said, and it makes sense. A lot of guys have that same experience. It can take years before you find somebody compatible. How do you feel knowing that these options, McDonald's hamburgers though they may be, are available to Victoria Rose and not necessarily to you at the same level?
I don't think it really bothers me too much. She's, the girl, the one that I chose, and suck it into dating me. I don't know, I think I would probably struggle to find someone to replace her in a sense. I was never really huge on the McDonald's types.
Do you feel like you want to hold on to me more? There's not much more you could humanly do to make me any more happier, but if there were levels that you were lacking, do you feel like you need to overcompensate to keep me a little bit more now? Because it's oh shit, what if she goes and eats McDonald's?
I don't think so. I think I'm just comfortable with where we're at.
That's good. Feel free to improve, but...
That's a tough one. I think from Victoria Rose's perspective, at least if I were in your shoes, part of me would be like, yes, I want you to feel comfortable. And then part of me would be like, you got to appreciate me. You know what I mean?
I think it would be different if he didn't appreciate me as much as he did.
Sure. So if he really was slacking, you'd be like, hey, look at how many matches I'm getting, lift your game. But he's not, so it doesn't matter. Well, I want to thank you both for your participation in this experiment. Do you want to give a quick shout out to your social media pages, Victoria Rose?
Yes. So I am found at The Real Victoria Rose on most platforms. YouTube and Instagram is at The Real Victoria Rose. And on Twitter, my name is too long, so it's just The Real Victoria Ro. So with the R and the O. I'll get to fixing that.
Well, overall, I would say that that experiment was a success. My hypothesis was confirmed, and it also reinforces the message that I've mentioned many times on this channel, that the best way to maintain loyalty from your partner is to be a high-quality man. Women are hypergamous, yes, but why would she consider any other options if you are the best available option? For those of you who are interested in looking deeper into the text message conversations that Victoria Rose had and how she was able to convince so many women to go out on dates with her, I'm going to post a video on my Patreon so we can do a full exploration of the tactics that she used and why they were so effective. Right now, for every video that I post on YouTube, I post an additional bonus video on my Patreon page. That means that at the moment, you're only seeing half of the total content that I create. If you'd like access to the other half, then please go and sign up at my Patreon. It's just a $5 a month subscription. You get instant access to a whole bunch of exclusive content, and it is a fantastic way to support this channel. I would really appreciate seeing you over there.